Hello, everybody. Good to see you all today. And yeah, we've got a very interesting match for the UKBBL here. We've got Archangel versus Muppet here, and it's going to be an Orc mirror, which is always interesting. I hope you're all doing very well today. I have had a bit of a long day, admittedly, a little bit of a long day. I have I was thoroughly hungover this morning, and yeah, thoroughly hungover this morning after my escapades at a tabletop tournament, and yeah, it's now time to get on to some actual Blood Bowl 3 action instead. So I think the first thing we need to probably do is have a little look at the teams. Once we have a look at the teams, I should be able to at least come to some determination on who I think is going to win this. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is actually quite interesting. There are some differences in development. It looks like Muppet's gone for a very uh more of a like a standard build. You know, they've got block, they've got guard, they've got some tackle, mighty blow. You know, it's very standard stuff. It seems quite just efficient. Um, on Archangel's side, we've got a little bit of Juggernaut and Frenzy, which I do like on a Blitzer. Oh no, it's on a big one. Sorry. Um, ooh, that's a bit weird. Um, but yeah, I like it. And there's a little bit more like utility skills. We've got break tackle. We've got some stand firm in there. Um, there's a pretty spicy orc line, the wrestle tackle, and dauntless. But yeah, Archangel's going to have definitely the advantage when it comes to fouling, just because of sneaky kit dirty player versus just a dirty player. But overall, it's going to be definitely a close matchup. Hey, how you doing, Squiggy and Mathos? Good to see you. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be a close matchup. Let's see. So Muppet's running 13 players, and Archangel also with 13 players. So definitely an interesting there. Or Muppet in the chat knows which team they prefer. I mean, when I look at them, they're both like incredibly close. The only thing that I maybe think is like a weird, and it is weird, of a bit of an upside is that Archangel's thrower has plus passing. So plus movement, plus passing. You never know when just a passing play appears. At least there's the option for it. You've played Muppet in the FA Cup, and I think coach versus coach, playstyle versus playstyle. I give Muppet the edge. Ooh, that's. I've not played. Oh well, I say I've not played. I've not played against Muppet. I have played against Archangel in the ladder. Um, just about managed to squeak a win versus Archangel, but I definitely probably shouldn't have. So yeah, it's definitely two good coaches that we've got here. Mathemus played against Muppet in the FA Cup and he diced. Oh no. You're rooting for Archangel. I mean, that's a gooder reason as any, I'm not gonna lie. So at the moment, I'm going to be a solo caster for this game and having a chat with some of you in chat as well. Um, I'm not sure where BB is. I'm not sure if BB was supposed to be here or not. I'll be honest, I kind of forgot about it myself, and I got the ping, and I was like, right, well, I've eaten dinner and everything, and even if I'm on a little bit on the rough side, it's fine to do some casting. I'll be fine. And then I believe Phil is going to join us a little bit later on. Maybe I'll ping BB and see if he's around. Rooting for the double pitch clear, like 20 Kaz. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't mind a little bit of that myself. I mean, if Orcs are going to win this matchup, I at least want to see some murder. so the game is going to be underway quite soon. I'm going to take this time to see if I can ping BB Note and see if he's going to be around.
Welcome back, Bloodbone.
Okay, well, that's him pinged. And we're getting into the game. God, I've got multiple screens open up on my phone, and my phone does not like it whatsoever. Well, right, here we go. We're going to have the wonderful blue-red mode, glorious 10 FPS. That's a little unfortunate. Hopefully that evens itself out. What I'll do is, I'll put this in the chat. What is it? I don't have to screen share anymore. I'll watch the stream with everybody else. And hopefully that should fix things. Because then I can cancel this off. Because I don't need to watch that stream there anymore. And I can watch it live with everybody else. Let's go. So there is 80. Oh no, there's more than 80. There's 130. Oh wow, okay.
Oh, this match just gets more and more exciting.
So the first thing that happened was Bomber was overdogged so that it could not be underdogged. That's kind of mean, not gonna lie. So Bomber Dribble Snot gets to sit in the crowd with a buttload of money. But we do have Fungus the Loon. I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure how good Fungus the Loon is versus Orcs. You have such a way with words, Evie. I know, right? It was overdogged first to then be underdogged, and then cancelled out. Yeah, I mean, listen, right? I'm tired. Okay, like we're not gonna be bothering about how I'm saying things. we're not gonna be bothering about that. How you doing, little wing? Good to see you. Fungus is 80k, well worth it in this matchup. I think I agree with you, Squiggy. Like, I normally don't. I'm not a huge fan of Fungus versus Strength 4 players. Especially if the Strength 4 players have block, because they'll probably find one dice or they'll uphill you anyway, right? What else would you get for 80k at Keg? I think if I had 12 players, I'd be tempted with a Keg and a coach. Hey, how you doing? Three-Ed Bear, uniformly dogged. That's what's happened. So I mean, I'm not entirely sure what I'd prefer, because I think if there's going to be some attrition, a Keg and a coach is at least a good option. And if you've got 13 players, like, I mean, do you really need Fungus? But I guess with the high armor value and stuff, you can kind of get, if you don't receive the ball on your offense, you can leave Fungus on the bench, which is more than fine. And you'll most likely have Fungus for the second half. Oh, hello. How are you doing, Phil? We are currently live. We're just in the setup portion of the game.
I've got it live in the game. Overdogging Bomber seems mean.
Yeah. I said that. It's. I mean, it's. If you're playing as Orcs, you don't really want to have to deal with Bomber, so I understand why. Because Bomber's super cheap. It is what it is. Apparently, Phil, you're a little bit quiet.
I shall speak louder.
How you doing, G Cole, man? Good to see you. But yeah. Who do you want to win in this terrible orc matchup? That's
It doesn't matter because whoever wins here, I don't want to win in the final. I just don't want orcs to win. I just have a real thing about orcs at the moment. Oh no, to be fair, I would probably say I think the winner's coming from the other tie. Just because I think if Archangel gets through, he's missing a Phil's Bane, which he's replaced with not Phil's Bane. I think the couple of deaths he had in his last match was quite tough. I'm not sure if you covered it in the kind of the pre-match, but it's been an interesting choice by Muppet to not go for it, in terms of he could take a few more skills, he could spend some stuff. It would mean he'd have to cut some stuff at the end of this season. So I don't know whether it's a case of he feels he's not going to win this game. Because I think, if I'd have gone through to the playoffs, the way I would have played it anyway would have been, I'd have just gone for it and I'd have dealt with the Caps after. I don't know what your feelings are on that.
my feelings on that are, I think, it's a fine line, right? Like there's if Muppet maybe doesn't believe just yet that they're going to win, like saving that SPP is good. It might not be like a confidence thing. It might be just like, I think I can win without spending the skills. And if I can win without spending the skills, or maybe I can get to a point where Muppet feels that they can get to a point where they can get further on, they can get towards the final, and then decide to spend them as an ultimate upgrade, or maybe depending on who they're facing. Maybe they go all in at that point. They just don't want to go in all in before maybe they deem as necessary.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I just think it's just an interesting sort of thing. You kind of, it's really tough to win any league. I think it's particularly tough to win this one, just because of the way it's set up. I mean, you can win your league and then lose in the first playoff game.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's why I kind of said, right, if the boot was on my foot, I think I possibly would have gone for it. But who am I to judge if we're sitting here at the end of next season and Muppet is the top seed for his division? So
yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point, does Muppet have to cut anything? Are they above the threshold? Because I mean, if they are, they've got mostly good players that you probably don't want to be trimming.
So this is the reason why the cap's where it is. You have to cut something good if you want to stay below it.
Yeah, so, unless you're halflings or goblins.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bushranger's not going to be having too much of a problem, right? Winter's dad as well. Nice to see we've got a few. They've got a few new goblin teams coming in. So what is it? Muppet's got 13 players.
Both got 13.
It's 1565, so you could probably cut 2 linemen. That takes you down. It takes you down 110. So, and then cuts a reroll. So I think Muppet's basically going to have to go down to 11. Lose.
Well, I mean, linemen are only 50.
Yeah, that's why he cuts 2 of them. He possibly cuts the one that he's got Dirty Player on.
Right, yeah. I guess if that's a random DP, then it's 110.
Yeah. But I've taken a different approach. I haven't cut my reroll. I'm going to cut my Apo for the first game.
Oh, and your Dark Elves.
Yes. it's just cheaper that way. So it's kind of a boom or bust. Because if
It depends what you get in round 1.
yeah, if I get Andy Davo's Murder Orcs, which is possible,
Is Andy back in UKBBL?
yes, he will be returning after a season absence.
Ah, okay. He's decided to pick up his orcs again, has he?
Yeah, so you can step away from the league. You know, if you need a break or you've got other things going on. I think Mop B is in a similar position. Again, also playing orcs, just kind of step to the side. So he's come back for this season.
Yeah, I think Ceremal's taking a season out as well. The next current season.
Yeah, but he'll be twisting, so he'll just start at the bottom.
Ah, okay.
I'm also interested. So how much inducements did Muppet get then? If Archangel spent 50 on Bomber,
it was 80. It was 130 overall, and then obviously Muppet had to take Bomber to cancel it out, and then took Fungus.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was just wondering, do you actually then take a bias ref?
I mean, bias ref is 120.
But I mean, obviously, if you take the bias ref, you're giving Archangel Bomber.
Yeah, I think to be honest, after looking at Archangel's roster, he's got a sneaky get dirty player. I think instead of Fungus, I think I kind of prefer a Keg and a Coach. It's a bit boring, but I think I kind of prefer it. If you get into a stage where Archangel is allowed to just foul you want to be able to go, okay, that's a KO, that's fine, I have a Keg. I can probably get that back. But in classic Archangel fashion, he can't pick up the ball.
It's too speedy for my eyes.
Yeah, we seem to get to this stage, and yeah. Though what's helpful is that he has got those 2 stunned orcs in the middle, because if those 2 would have stood up, he'd have been in real problem.
Yeah, definitely. Hello, how you doing, Lord Gibby? We've got currently me, the good old Evie, and then we've also got Phil as commentators today.
Am I not good old as well?
Yeah. We got good old Phil as well. I didn't want to didn't want to necessarily call you old, but
Well, I am. Yes, I am young. At least I think I'm young.
I think I'm younger, and I called myself good old. So,
Gav, we can't change anything about the orientation.
no, this is so Archangel is the one that's basically in charge of the production. I'm gonna call it. Yep, I'm gonna call it production. I thought it was you, Evie. Yeah, I mean, come on now. It's really funny because I was at Water Bowl yesterday, just kind of meeting up with people, and I was just having a chat with people, and then I just heard from somewhere "Hey, is that Evie?" I could tell from your voice.
Oh, so you would have because did Waldorf and Doug do that one yesterday?
I know Waldorf was there, but I didn't get to meet Waldorf. I'm not sure about Doug. I was kind of I didn't get to play because I didn't get a ticket, but I was turning up anyway because it's local to me. So I was just okay, yeah, and I met up with a bunch of people, and then after all the tabletopping was done, we went and played some tabletop and stuff as well. So it was a very nice time. Had a couple too many pints and was hungover this morning. But outside of that, fantastic stuff. And ooh, First injury. And some taunting or upsetness going on in the emotes.
That's, yeah, cold. Cold. However, what's going to be the just desserts is when he can't pick up the ball again.
Well, yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? There looks to be a foul incoming, but if the foul is incoming, is the ball safe?
Oh!
Oh, he has failed to pick the ball up. Oh, you
Oh, yes.
you did him with the commentator's curse. Oh no. I mean, the only good news is that it's an orc mirror. So it's not like this orc's gonna dodge, pick up the ball, and just go and score. Like, that's just not gonna happen, right? Like, there's no dodge, pick up, dodge, score. Like, that's not gonna happen. It's orcs. But
I don't
What was
know.
your favourite
Would you
moment
throw
as a
some
Blood
dice at
Bowl
it?
player, Bob?
what would you go? Would you go like?
It has to be
What would you
scoring
go?
my first touchdown.
Is it just what
See,
4-4-3
just
to
what
win the
head
game
office is
essentially,
getting you giving me some lip
So you've got a
or
free
three
blitzer on
four
the left.
three?
So you've
And
got
just for fun.
a free
I shoved the ball
blitzer in
down his
boost.
throat, and then lobbed his whole body into
That's
the
a
end
go
zone.
for it to blitz the
Ref said it was
blitzer
classified as a
off
catch,
the mighty
so
blow
I
tackle.
scored a touchdown.
Go and try and pick up the ball on a 4+.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Shot
5,
on a
6.
3+, and then it's 2 go for it.
Yeah.
I think that's worth.
I'll be honest, I almost think that Muppet might have to do it as well, because Muppet's very like his team's kind of spread out and is in a position to be bullied here, so
Yeah, I say I would be taking this on, but I'm, for a Blood Bowl player, not very risk averse.
I think I mean I'd take the hits first. Take what hits I can get on 2 dice, and then I'm just going for it. I mean, that's probably like the inner elf in me that just wants to just pick the ball
Okay.
up and go and run it in, right? But
That's quite a
I
few of
think
the
I see what he's
opposition
going to do here.
surrounding that player.
So I think he's going to
Need to be
block with
very
his
careful.
blitzer. He's going to blitz with his, yeah. He's going to blitz with the
You can't argue with that call, can
big
you,
un, and he's going to try and siphon off the ball.
That'll help the player move without risk.
this is probably a smarter move. This is probably a smarter move.
Count those teams,
Um,
Jim. They'll have to pick up most of them off the ground
in the
in
grand
a few
scheme of
seconds'
things.
time.
That said, because it's safe, I don't like it.
Yeah. I just think scoring on defense, just
Yeah, because I think if you risk it, it's like what 4+ pickup with a reroll, 75% chance of getting that working, and then it was a 2+ originally to free up the right player, 3+ dodge,
and then
bam.
2 2+s, and the fact that you have all re-rolls, and we're in an age of Blood Bowl where you can use as many re-rolls as you like, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you even didn't want to risk that much, like, you know, if the pickup fails, you just go, you know what, fine, the pickup failed. But I like going for it, because especially if the pickup just succeeds on a 50-50, you're like, oh damn, yeah, no, I'm in there now. Like, I can
That's
score
a good
this.
choice for this play.
That player better get up. Nothing good comes from spending any time on the ground in this game.
Just had Corbor come into the broadcast booth.
Now it's just a
Pop his
simple
head in.
matter of getting the
Go,
ball.
hi guys.
It's never simple.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. So
Something exciting's about to happen. Keep it
Looks
here
like he's going
on
to try
Canal
and
Vision HD.
blitz onto the ball and try and get a kind bounce. Well, that's decent.
Oh, it's another removal. Oh no.
Still can't pick the ball up though.
Apparently, this player forgot his
Well,
hands at the
they've got to see
changing
where it
rooms.
goes yet.
Well,
Oh,
I've
it's gone the
seen-
right way.
Well, it's gone the right way for Muppet.
Oh, it's got. Oh, it's gone. Oh man, I think. So I'm
So
watching it
you're watching it
on the
on
stream.
the
So I
broadcast,
saw
yeah.
it fail the catch, and then I was like, oh, if it bounces like there's so many squares, it would be completely fine. And
So I'm just aware, kind of like I'm waiting for your reaction because I know what's happened. I know what's happened. I can see the future.
Is the assist going to be enough to come out on top?
that's why these reactions are behind. Yeah, because I'm watching it on the stream. I should to be honest, I should probably watch it on the Discord, but
Oh, you have Blood Bowl 3 open. You watch it that way. Just
oh
right.
yeah. Oh wait, no. So we had to have Archangel not put it on the Discord because it was causing frame rate issues. But I can't watch it on BB3 at the moment because I'm in beta
I
tester
wasn't
mode.
expecting that. By the looks of things, neither were they.
So unfortunately, being in beta tester mode, I would need to then essentially like switch it into normal mode and then do like an update or reinstall it in normal mode, and then later tonight when I go back into beta tester mode, I have to go back into it and then update it into beta tester mode, and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting turn for Muppet. I think his chance has gone.
Yeah, this is the problem now, right? Like, I think looking at the board state, the reason why we were kind of fixated on going for the gamble was
I'm looking forward to these
Muppet
next few matches.
spread his team out to get pressure on the ball in case something bad happened. Something bad happened, but then he didn't feel confident enough to go for the full gamble. But I feel like with the team spread out, he's now in a position where he's lost a couple of players, and they're slowly but surely going to get like kind of picked apart now. Maybe it's not looking great.
So the only thing I can see is kind of like making it just hard to pick up the ball. So you've got the blitzer lying down on the floor. You can go for it to... Oh, now this is interesting.
Gone into the opponent's tackle zone. Should be good.
There's only one word to say about this, Bob.
Oh, is he going to try and get lucky here?
A sound.
Oh,
Crunch.
there's chain pushes happening.
Yeah. I don't think this is terrible.
No, I think he chain pushes his own guard onto the thrower so that his big un can then slap the thrower. And then who knows what happens after that. It's a bit of a blob, it talks. But if this goes down...
I'm not sure I'm following up on that block though. See, I feel like I'm staying where I was.
I think it's fine because I like the only way Archangel realistically gets this is with that thrower. I think, like as long as you've got something big marking that, causing problems. It looks like Muppet has decided it is time to just stand next to this ball and I refuse to move. I'm just going to hold you up as long as possible and I'm going to do orc things. And I think, weirdly enough, Muppet's done a good job here. I mean, there's obviously some very easy pushes onto the ball, but if it goes the wrong way,
You only need 1-6, right, on a bounce to Muppet's player, and you know.
I mean, I'm still doing it in my opinion. I'm using the player that's been clicked to there. I'm pushing. I'm doing the. I think that's what I'm doing. Pushing that onto the ball, and then seeing where it goes. Maybe I can clear it a little bit, and then the weirdly disgusting break tackle plus agility blitzer can do something.
Can't argue with that call, can you, Bob?
Oh, here we go.
No.
That player better get up. Nothing good comes from spending any time on the ground in this.
Mathimus is considering fouling. Would have considered. Oh. Oh God, where's the ball going?
That's a good bounce.
It's a good bounce for. That's overall it's not bad because
Good choice for this play.
yeah, you stand up that blitzer, you hit this twice. Kind of need to hit it twice. Okay, gets that.
That push is also excellent.
Yeah, double pushes. I mean, it sucks that you didn't get the knockdown, but I think that's fine. And then I think now the break tackle should be able to just pick this up on a 3, dodge out, and start making some. Oh wait a minute. Ugh. Wait, it's still actually that's even cutting through that. It's still a 2+ because of just how disgusting that player is. So yeah, like Archangel needs to get moving forwards now. Otherwise, big problems ahead. The question is, which way is Archangel going? Is Archangel going to go to the left? It looks like it.
I think he's probably just going to go, I want this ball, and I just make sure I don't concede first.
What is it? It's a 1, 2, 3, 2 plus 3 plus 4, 5, 6, and they're on the way.
You only need 1,000,000 gold, right?
We're thinking about cutting another corner.
These players have literally no hands.
He's going to roll all the dice. Still can't pick the ball up. Oh my God. Archangel can't roll a 3 to save his life.
Oh, it is getting very interesting now.
There's a little bit of taunting going on, a little bit of laughter. I love the emotes. I only ever really use one of them on stream, which is just the frog slan dude eating a hot dog, and my chat uses it to taunt people, and then I get called toxic for it.
Dwarfs, men, and even beast men sharing.
Again, though, like you're looking at like War Muppets team here, and it's like, oh, I mean, what can they do? And the answer is not much.
Choices.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like standing up and just bracing because you're gonna get punched, and you just gotta hope that Archangel can't pick the ball up again. I'm just gonna go quickly to the toilet, and I will leave you all in the capable hands of Phil.
They're gathering around that lone player, like halflings round a sandwich.
Ouch, using a reroll.
Push the stronger player back.
Get rid of that one. Very, very, very tight at the moment. I think that's a fair fair observation, Mathis? Block dice have not been kind.
A snotling baked in a pie stands more chance than this poor kid.
What Muppet would give for a removal here
Where's
as
the
well?
nearest pie shop, Jim?
Just something to change the...
This player, the attacker, smells weakness.
the numbers problem.
That's going to cost. Now it's the other team's turn.
Well, that skull's really not helpful. I think I probably would have left that player there, because now that's essentially two players freed up.
Like halflings round a sandwich.
Takes on that block first. And we can get another two players around the ball. In fact, we can free up the ball totally now. Very fine margins. Though it's all irrelevant if you can't roll a 3+.
The domino effect in action.
Gav, how many people have we got for the UKBBL's tabletop tournament now? We must be in the 40s at this point. I've said on every stream, the highlight of my tabletop year UKBBL tournament. .40, very nice.
Oh, too easy. With fifth slate, he's following up, hoping to get the knockdown.
So I know now I'm wanting to finish 20th.
Count those teeth, Jim. They'll have to pick up most of them off the ground in a few seconds' time.
Get up or get off the field.
Where was Davo
Grab the ball.
thinking of coming? I thought he was going to the Kent Team Championship. Oh, that is a different weekend. Okay. Durf was a good player. I mean, that is, yeah. For Davo, that is literally just around the corner, isn't it? Well, the Orcs got the ball, and the Orcs got the ball in a good place. I mean, Muppets or Archangel's Orcs have got to get it in a good place.
Did you know the Spike magazine
Surrounded by a bit of
trophy
guard.
was forged in hellfire, deep beneath the blighted cigarette of Tsar Nagrund? Many slaves died to create it.
Okay, how's things looking?
Well,
Archangel's got the ball.
Ball up, yeah. Very exciting, and he's got a bit of guard around it as well. Just wonder, just going back to that turn, just think I might have played it.
Yeah.
I think Evie was making that point, Mathis, is like, as soon as you get the ball, and he was already one player down, I think, at that point.
Yeah, one player down after a little bit, and then two players down, and it's just gone worse from there, really.
Get up or get off the field.
Yeah, it looks really good, Gav. I'm really pleased we managed to kind of get the numbers up to that many. So it could be 42. So still a space for you, Evie, if you wanted to come and do the UKBBL's tabletop tournament, as I keep trying to sell to you.
When is it?
It's it ends 2 weeks today.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, I'm confused.
So it's 2 weeks time yesterday. Does everyone else understand that? It ends 2 weeks today. We'll be going home in 2 weeks.
Whereabouts in the UK is it?
Nottingham.
Tries to secure the ball.
And if you're water bowl away, you could even maybe see whether you can scrounge a lift.
2 weeks yesterday. But it's on the 1st.
First weekend of March.
Yeah, it's on the 1st of March. I'm not sure if I can. I've got a holiday at like.
Ooh.
The, I've got a holiday like near the middle to end of March, and that's basically taking up all of my money, unfortunately.
Oh, too easy.
Well, I mean, you have to go on holiday. I'm just suggesting you could go on holiday to Nottingham.
I actually, weirdly enough, I am going on holiday to Nottingham.
And you just need to go that weekend, really.
Well, I'm going somewhat close to Nottingham anyway.
I'm confused at the state of the board because I thought Archangel had the ball. Now Archangel doesn't have the ball.
No, Muppet found some good
does.
dice on the ball.
I mean, he essentially does, but
Don't take that block. Archangel, don't do it. Actually, I guess it's not too bad if you chain push your other putt into your stand firm. It's a pow anyway, it's fine.
Now that's a real mess.
why would he push him there?
They must have glue on their fingers.
I think Archangel was trying to get more players forwards.
That's a good choice for this play.
Oh, it's okay.
Now his buddy can move freely.
Another player on the ground. The coach will be spitting teeth about this.
I was wondering, I just hear you going, ooh! I was like, uh-oh.
Hello, Torek.
Good to see you, Torek. Right. Okay, and that's it now. I think that Archangel has finally, on turn 6, recovered this to a point.
I don't think he could be stopped now.
No.
Unless there's some outrageous dice.
At this point, do you roll the outrageous dice? I'll be honest, I don't even see any outrageous dice that could remotely help her.
He's still got to roll to go for it. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah, and with Archangel's questionable luck so far.
Goblins are setting up the tripwire as we speak.
I think the goal here for Muppet has to be getting the 2 blitzers on the right-hand side back. Because there's no real way in which Archangel makes this like super safe and in like perfect scoring range.
The Muppets managed to get 2 blitzers back. Though I don't like the fact that he's clumped them together.
A snotling baked in a pie.
No, I don't either.
Actually, I'm getting hungry. Where's the nearest pie
But I think
shop?
you push away, and I think you go into the ball. You take the go for it on. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'd probably do as well. Just try and slow things down. Because you've got to stop them from blitzing forwards.
So I mean, if saying this is not necessarily totally over, Archangel just needs some ineffective block dice.
I agree with Mathemus. Yeah, Archangel's his look's been fantastic, except for pickups.
Now his buddy can move freely.
Needs to roll powers and does so.
That was the one that needed to go down.
Yes. There's at least one more that needs to.
You can also free a big un. There were 2 rerolls in the hutch as well. None for Muppet.
I don't think you necessarily need to blitz this big and off the blitzer. I think it's fine just to do a dodge. You need to make it so that you need to just make it so that they can't get you. I'm not a huge fan of being that close to the sidelines.
Now, does he throw a I might be tempted to have thrown a reroll at that. Oh, okay, right, that's the frenzy player. Okay, right, then that renders that point moot.
Does cause like a bit of an issue though. Like at the moment now, the blitzer can still dodge through. You just cover it off with the thrower, and then it's probably fine. Probably needs to do that before taking these blocks though.
He seems a little stunned, doesn't he?
He has managed to free up another blitzer. Oh, that's why he's done it. Okay.
Written a will, Bob.
Written? Players can barely speak, Jim. Let alone
So instead of taking a dodge on or a 1 dice block, he can now move without consequence. Yeah, it's really funny. Matt was saying that it all matters when you roll the bad dice. If Angel's Luck turns in this turn, it might all be for naught. You only need a double 1 on the next turn, and it's all for naught.
That's very true.
How many times have I seen that happen? More than is statistically likely.
Did you know the Spike Magazine trophy was forged in hellfires deep beneath the blighted cigarette of Tsar Nagrund? Many slaves died to create.
So what are you doing here, Evie? Are you throwing the dice at the wall, or are you? I think I like the blitz on the sneaky git, and then trying to go for it to just kind of tag the ball carrier.
I don't think you can realistically tag the ball carrier here. It's got stupid skills and stats. Like,
well, it's another dice roller. It's just maximising the number of dice he's got to throw. He doesn't have
is.
block, so you know, getting him to spend the reroll, he'll then have to use a. He could then decide to use a blitz. Don't know whether that's probably not on a big one. You wouldn't, but
how do you feel about being at
surely at this point you're just looking at getting him to roll as many dice as possible, because at the moment he has to roll a d6. That's all you have to roll. At least get him to roll 2 d6s gives more opportunity for failure.
Always uses the right player for the right job. He seems a little stunned, doesn't he?
Muppet's really suffered with the fact that he's got no attrition whatsoever.
No. Also hasn't really been in a great position for the attrition either. Also, well, Muppet's block dice has been very middling, if not bad. But I don't know, it's just It feels like Muppet's been definitely on the receiving end of a lot of the hits this half.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably just because, there was a bit of a gamble on things.
Oh dear. I hope that player has
This is
written a
interesting.
Written? Players can barely speak, Jim, let alone
Again,
write.
that's another
And
thing
you
that is
should know.
statistically
You've
unlikely.
interviewed enough of them.
Rolling quad double skulls, or quad skulls, on a block that doesn't matter when you have the opportunity for scoring. So if you just roll pals, it's fine.
He's on him now, like a halfling
I mean,
on a
yeah, I
hot
mean, you can't really argue with it if you roll powers.
Where's he going here? Is he... Oh,
A
okay.
snotling baked in a pie stands more chance than this poor kid.
Burning through
Where's the nearest pie shop?
the random number table to find that double one.
They're gathering around that lone
I haven't
player,
seen it yet.
like halflings round a
Hasn't come up
sandwich.
on the block dice.
Pass opportunity there. But the coach might.
Well,
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a questionable second half.
yeah, in a mirror orc match, if you're knocking the other players down, there's not a lot they can really do. They're just gonna stand up and get hit again.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried about. Like,
I mean, Archangel did have the tempo for pretty much the whole of that half, apart from around the ball. He had the block tempo. What's interesting is we're seeing two orc teams without a troll.
I don't like the troll.
I'm not saying he's a good big guy. I'm just saying
Oh
he's
no,
used,
I
he's
actually,
used
I
unit.
the troll. I think the troll is like, maybe this is absolutely slander. I think the troll is one of the better big guys.
Well, I like the fact he's got regen.
That's why I like him. He's got regen. He's the cheapest. Yes, you have to babysit him, but you don't have to babysit him if you don't activate him. You can't just stand him where you need him to stand, and he's just like, right, you do you. You stand there. You get in the way. Force people to hit you. That's your job. Like, you don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, you give him a goblin to throw. You have a 1 turn.
Yeah,
potential.
exactly.
I mean, how much are the goblins? They 40? 30? 35?
I think it's 40 for a goblin
So was it 155 with the troll and the goblin for a
for a
potential
1 turn
1
threat.
turn?
Yes.
I mean, I can see why you don't have the troll.
I mean,
The way the
I
cats
do
work,
I
but
do think it depends on team because, for example, on orcs, I think the troll is terrible. On black orcs, it's mandatory. On goblins, it's mandatory. On chaos chosen, I don't particularly like it, but if you're going to want a big guy and you're not doing a random like minotaur and goat meme build, then then you want the troll because you're just going to shove it on the line of scrimmage so that you have less goats getting punched.
yeah. Well, hopefully, Muppets realised that he left a blitzer on the back line there.
I mean, thankfully, it's only the turn 8, right?
Yeah, I mean if there's a bit of attrition here, this could peter into an overtime game.
It could.
Now is winning.
Mathemus, I do agree. It's hilarious that one of the in-game block strengths has cheap goblins, but actually has the most expensive goblins. However, all goblins are technically cheap, and I would prefer a goblin with thick skull for 5k more than a normal goblin. Thick skull is very, very good on goblins. I mean, I think thick skull's potentially like underrated. It's not something that you want to take. But I think if it was, if you could get it for cheaper and it was more accessible, then I think people would think about it more. I think I had this discussion with, I think it was with Crystal Hunter, that like if Thick Skull was in the general tree, for example, you might see certain player archetypes actually take it. Like, I mean, who knows, right? You might would you see a world where maybe
To be rolling on the ground in
maybe
agony.
you want it on some of your squishier players just to kind of keep them on the pitch a bit more? Like maybe even like just as like a luxury skill on a gutter runner and that sort of thing. I think it would have a lot more usage if it was in the general tree. But I mean, we all know how prevalent back teams are, and every little bit helps.
They need to bring back high elves. Get high elves in the game. Well, that's nice. Oh, you don't know what I'm saying nice to you. He's just KO'd a player, in case that hasn't gone through yet.
No send off as well. That's what you need to see.
And he didn't get one of them back. So he's down.
Good.
But he's down Queen Maximus. Queen Maximus, I'm sorry. Maximus, your
Taking a nap.
your orc is yeah. Obviously not reflective of the real Maximus. So real Maximus has worked really hard this season to get the conference going. So we've promoted her.
Yeah, Mathemus is a mod for my streams as well. Very good. Very, very, very good.
It's really funny how like there's a lot of like the same group of people, and you kind of go on different leagues, and they all do slightly different things, but they all play in the same leagues. Like there's a lot of people I think on the UKBBL who play in the OCC or in Rebel.
And like crit.
But they'll do like an administrator role. So I think I know Galencio's an admin for OCC, I think.
I try to spend as much time as I can in bed as well. It's definitely a good place to be.
Try and have a 3-year-old. You don't get to stay in bed very often.
No, I don't get to stay in bed very often anyway because I have a 3-year-old niece, and then also I have an American who likes to watch my streams. He's always pestering me every time I'm late. So I don't get to stay in bed very long.
You don't. Okay, all right. Maybe this is a conversation for not stream. I'll note that one down for later.
Fair enough. What do you think the game plan is here? Is this the game plan going to overtime?
Take it to overtime, yeah. And hope you get the kick. Because I think roster-wise, and I would have said this had I been able to get on earlier, I think Archangel has the better roster. And
yes,
so
I do as well.
If you couldn't steal it in the first half, your best bet is then to just take it to overtime and hope you receive. If you still have fungus, great.
I'm surprised
Nice present from
fungus
the
isn't being.
team.
Well, there was a, I don't know what they're called, emoji, Blood Bowl emoji. Let's call it one of those.
Probably forgot about fungus.
I think probably has forgotten about fungus. However, if it does go into overtime, they get to have fungus. So there is positives
True.
there.
And I feel like, weirdly enough, I don't know, every time I think about fungus, I'm like, I really like, for my weaker teams or against weaker teams, I'm like, fungus on offense. That's like the bread and butter. That's what you want from the ball and chain. You just want it to sit there as a cage corner and creep up the field
That's a
and
good
maybe
choice
kill
for
something.
this play.
But I actually really, I want to try and use ball and chain on defense. It's really, really hard to use on defense. But I feel like it's just got cage breaking opportunities, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I'd also say as well, it encourages your opponent to score early because you can get it sent off. Well, that's what I find happens with me.
I mean, Orcs don't really score that early. But yes, people are
You-
more
you-
likely to try and get that 2 to 3 turn on you because they're like, aha, I'm going to get rid of fungus. I'm going to get rid of your inducement. But yes, I don't know how effective that would be in
What's that?
an Orc mirror. Probably not very.
They look to be
Um,
rolling on the ground.
but
How
now,
quick the
Joe.
inducement gap is,
Here
because the
comes the
inducement
other
gap,
team.
remember, is only 120. Well, that's nice.
it's very nice.
That one's not coming back either.
No, it's not. Are these the actual teams or are these recreated ones?
No, these are the real teams. We'd only recreate them for the FA Cup.
Right. So, okay. So injuries and deaths and stuff
Injuries,
is a
deaths,
concern.
permanent. Yeah.
Oh no.
Which is why I think Arcane. Which is why I said I think the winner's coming from the other tie, because I think the Bash teams suffer more when they lose their big players.
Who's on the other side?
So you have Hellenix Skaven and Khorne Knights Pro Elves. Which is why I said losing the Killer Blitzer, Archangel losing his Killer Blitzer, was a bit of a problem. Because his other tackle piece does not have Mighty Blow. And we all know Armour 8+ is the best in the game. Which means those gutter runners and those elves are going to live all day long.
Oh, too easy. Hey, that play looked almost
Those people who haven't signed up yet, the FA Cups sign-ups for next season is open. Archangel's open them.
Good evening, Splugger. It was fantastic meeting you at Water Bowl. And hopefully you had a better second day than you had on your first day, because you looked like you were having a little bit of a rough time on the first day.
What was Spleggy playing? Was he playing at Orcs?
I believe it was Dark Elves. There was an absolute ton of Dark Elves and Lizards. There was like 16 Lizardman teams and like 14 Dark Elf teams at Water Bowl.
They zap.
That was a
Everybody
lot.
knows that's the race to play. Everybody knows, including you now.
I'm playing them I'm playing them in the UKBBL next season because I want to be able to do Elf BS, but I also want to have some armor.
Oh no! Oh, you don't have armor. You're armor 9, EV.
Yeah. Well, no, come on now.
That's worse than armor 8. Watch your players die all the time. Just don't get emotionally attached to any of them. I kind of made my peace at that when I fired my apothecary.
Oh, that's good display game. No losses. That's very good.
You know, I may
Also,
actually say
Water Bowl
something
is a
witty and
pretty
insightful.
stacked
I'm just waiting
event.
for the players and the coach to do something.
There's a lot of
Anything.
good coaches
Please, just
that
be
play at Water Bowl.
interesting.
It's interesting actually, because I was thinking about this. I'm trying to get. I've got a little bit into my NAF stuff this year. I think I've got something like 31 tournament games lined up for varying events. But it did kind of make me think about what's the difference between different regions and kind of their strength. Because obviously it's not necessarily the case that if you go to a particular area, there's going to be a load of really strong coaches.
Yeah.
But I suspect this is me thinking more about, as I used to do brass banding and competing there. The Midlands and Yorkshire was the place to be if you wanted to brass band, whereas at least with Blood Bowling, there shouldn't be any geographical variation. You should have good coaches everywhere. Yes, Maximus, this does look like Muppet's going to go for it. I wonder whether he's been tempted into the fact that he's got a removal and he's got a couple of KOs and just maybe goes, do you know what? If those two stay off, if those two KOs don't come back, I might be able to sneak it in regulation.
There's only one word to say about this, Bob.
Not a word, Jim. A sound. Crutch.
Now that's a real mess.
So it's only a little thing, but I like that chain push because it means you can't use the foul where it was, which means that you can't foul first, try and get the removal, and then move the players across. Quite like that. Do you think this will just be Archangel just trying to marshal the ball into the end zone?
Well, at least they're not dead. Yet.
Oh, not funny. If the refs start to do their job, the world turns mad.
It's a good trade. Sneaky get for one of the removing Black Orcs. So Muppet has a couple of spares. He's not going to struggle to keep his numbers up. However, if both of those KOs don't come back, Archangel might be in a spot of bother.
A great game so far. We seem to be having a little dull moment, but it'll pick up any second now, I promise.
If he's still there, it's all very quiet there.
Yeah, apologies.
Just wondered if he'd left.
Yeah, I zoned out a little bit. I was telling chat at the start of the stream. I had a very long day yesterday.
Was it making sure you had streams on for your American friend?
I've been trying to do something on my laptop, and I've clicked a button and it's completely broken it, and I have no idea what in the world I've done. So, oh wait, nope, there we go. I fixed it. It's all good. It is definitely past my bedtime at the moment, display here. So, like, normally I get up at about 10, half 10, maybe 11 if I'm feeling lazy. Yesterday, I was up at half 8 for the first time in a long time, and then spent all day socializing and getting drunk until like 11 p.m.
Nice.
And yes, just socializing in general makes my head go a bit fuzzy after like once I'm done socializing. So my today has been very chilled and lazy, but I was also hungover. So I've been a bit all over the place today. But yeah, Blitz, exactly right. I'm a productive member of society, at least in the social side. I went outside, I touched some grass. Spleggy, even though he told me to bring some cash for the chip, he did not mug me. And it was not a ruse. And the chippy did actually only take cash, which is why I'm glad I got tenner out.
This is a really interesting conundrum for Muppet, because I'm not sure if anybody's clocked the types of players that are KO'd, but there's 3 blitzers that are on Archangel's bench, either injured or KO'd, and if none of those 2 come back, there's really all the pace has gone. You've got 1 pace guy and that's it. So I'm interested to see what he does here.
Surely he's got stall.
I mean, I think so, but I think he, as I say, you could take the risk, could take the gamble. Both of those blitzers do not come back. That's advantage Muppet, really.
Be gone, fell demon.
Problem, Bob?
Plague fly
He's
in
also
my coffee.
left his star blitzer hittable by his mighty blow blitzer. So I might be tempted.
They've got the advantage.
So he's hit him, but not with the player that I thought.
Yeah, no mighty blow, but still a very good value blitz.
Then you get lucky, you could get lucky. 10 pluses do happen. They don't happen very often, when I do them anyway. But
No, I don't know that. I don't know how that. Nope, no clue. I can't roll that high.
If I had a gold crown for every player I've seen lying on the field during my career,
Litzy's saying
well,
that's a
I could
productive member of
start my
society.
own team.
Yeah,
You only
Absolutely.
need $1 million gold, right?
Okay, so he does stall.
That's disappointing.
I think there's no there's no real option.
So I don't like that turn for a couple of reasons. One, he's left his thrower blitzable, and he's going to get blitzed. Like, you offer the AV9 thing on an orc roster, that's going to get hit. 2, he's got all of those orcs. He's got 5 orcs, which are going to get knocked down.
Got those teeth, Jim.
And you
You'll
might
have to
break
pick
one
up
of them.
most of them off the ground in a few seconds time.
Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all going to get punched in the face. We just got to wait and see what happens. So far, one gone. Ooh. Okay, now I think like stalling is the only thing on the table.
Get up or get off the
I don't think you can do it with your team on the deck and just 3 players around the ball.
It really does depend.
I think he pushed too early. I think he could have sat in the middle of the park and just sat there. What I'd also feel a bit better about is if Archangel would have had to spurn a reroll for something as well.
Oh, if that was a POW. If that was a POW, I think there was some very spicy dice on the ball. Oh, wait, no. My bad. Oh, I forgot that he had to, I forgot that he had to, pick up his superstar. For some reason, it was stood up and it had the white circle because it had been the next person's turn. Yeah, I was going to be like, oh yes, I can see a chain push and going after the ball here.
Comes from spending any time on the ground in this game.
Oh god,
Well,
it's getting a bit spooky now, though, isn't it?
he's got away
Is this
with one,
gonna
I
be
think.
enough to come out on top?
That is definitely a
Hey, that play looked almost comfortable.
got away with one.
Yeah, that thrower needed to stay standing. Do you stall one more turn?
So yeah, if I'm elves,
Come on, guys.
I go, yeah.
Team spirit is the key.
Well, of course, yeah. If you're elves, you're
I'm
stalling another turn, maybe another 2 turns.
No, my point that wasn't a derisory comment to orcs, but well, it was a derisory comment to orcs. There's the only reason I'm saying that obvious point is the fact that it's a 3+ dodge. 1 in 9 is very different from 1 in 36.
Yeah, I agree with Little Wing. I think Muppet has set out to be very, very aggressive at the start of each half, and then decided that, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. And what's happened is that's led to a situation where you're in an aggressive spot, and you can't back out. Otherwise, what's happening is what's happened, which is just there's a lot of punching going on.
Don't forget about the dirty player, Muppet. So he's got a dirty player up the top there. So he's essentially playing. Oh, there we go. That hasn't come through yet. He has just moved it.
Pick up both of them off the ground in a few seconds' time.
Good POW. Needed the POW there because of stand firm. And the ball isn't very safe. Okay, it's now. Yeah, that's about as safe as it's going to get, really, because of the guard, thankfully. Yeah, that was a good move.
Muppet's got a little bit of lag.
Both still standing.
I don't know how these things work, but maybe Blitzy, you can get like your intro to Eevee's channel as like that long. I don't know how these things work.
I've got some banger quotes of me basically saying like, "Well, if you lose, it's a loss."
Push
Oh,
back.
yeah, I didn't spot it. Was that Matamus has said that he's Muppet forgot about the blitzer and the high kick brought him into play. I didn't see that, I must say. I saw it the first time, but I didn't see it when it mattered.
That player's a little short. Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground.
I'd have to go and look back at it, Matamus. I didn't see it. What's annoying is when you watch a live game, you can't rewind it. I think Blood Bowl 2, you could do that.
I have no idea. I'll be honest. I don't remember like anything from Blood Bowl 2 anymore. Like the second Blood Bowl 3 was available to play, I was like, right, I'm on it. Bam! I don't care if it's bad because it was terrible at launch. But then like I just like, yeah, nothing to do with BB2 anymore. Old rules, old news.
Do you miss the old days
Yeah, I got
of
to say, I
playing
agree.
in the NAF, Bob?
Not really, Jim.
The Blood Bowl 2 was not a viable
launch
game
the
once
crowd
the new rules were
Rampage.
released.
No, you had to ask
So they had to do
permission,
something.
fill out a
I mean,
form,
it was
submit it.
viable until BB3 actually existed,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I mean, it sucked that BB3 had a really crap launch, but it's gotten to the point now where, I mean, if I do say so myself, it's very, very good now.
Yeah, we'll ignore the shenanigans of a couple of seasons ago.
I mean, yeah, I mean, let's be real, right? Any game that releases a new patch or whatever, something goes wrong. It's just the gaming industry these days.
Yeah.
Like it just goes wrong. I remember I was playing. I was playing. What game was it? Remnant 2, from the Ashes 2 or whatever it's called, and they did an update for a big
You wearing
DLC,
perfume, Jim?
and one of the
It's a scent.
they have these
Very
necklaces that
different
give
from
you. There's like a
perfume,
shooting kind of game,
You're
like
right.
roguelike
It's
thing.
called
Necklace
rotting
that
cadaver.
basically gave you little bits of
Is that
procs of extra damage for status effects.
Mm.
They buffed it from every. I think it was like every 2 seconds it would proc. They did it to every 1 second, but the problem is that they
It's a touchdown.
whoever did the coding for
The
it
team will be
accidentally
sorely
put
missing
it
their
as
most infamous player.
0.1.
Can they perform without him?
So it was just deleting all the bosses. If you used it, it was just like, oh, okay, that's a very big bug.
Matamus is right. Blood Bowl 3 has been pretty good at dealing with post-patch issues.
Yeah, thankfully, like a lot of the bigger issues are able to just kind of be hot fixed and stuff.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we had a nice smooth big update on occasion.
I can't remember anything major with the last one. The last update I don't think was a problem. I can't remember anything big. Leap was an issue.
Yeah,
But
blitzing and leaping didn't work.
They did get a workaround for that pretty quickly. I mean, I
Yeah.
got a bit of a shock when I went onto the ladder playing Wood Elves after I had such a successful ladder season the season before and found, right, it's now turn 8. I'd like to leap in and try and blitz the ball, please. And it didn't work, which was a bit annoying.
Yeah.
In terms of the state of the game, he is down one of the blitzers, Archangel. So he's going to be playing with 10.
A lot of blood on this pitch for an Orc Mirror.
They've been punching each other a lot, haven't they? I don't really know how the blood graphics appear. Is that when you break armor?
I'm not sure. I agree, Mathemus. Yeah, at the time when Brawler and Pro didn't work, that was kind of bad. I think that was season 3, maybe season 4, because they
Well,
Yeah.
that was one of the very early ones because I think we were in our first full proper season. It wasn't the seeding season. I think it was our first proper season. So I think that was 3.
Yeah, because I think one of the updates for whatever season that was, like season 3 or 4, was that you could use, if you rolled like a 2 dice, you could use Brawler on one dice and Pro on the other dice. But as a result, there was a small issue that basically meant that neither skill could be actually used, which was kind of fine because not very many people used Pro. But unfortunately, it did completely screw any Black Oak coaches.
We did have a few at that point as well,
Yeah.
and a few of them improved. But Norse is going to be the flavour of next season. I've got a load of new Norse coaches.
Oh, and I know what the flavor of the next season is going to be. Obviously,
Would you get
can't
sued
say anything.
if you told us? Would you get sued?
I don't know. I guess it kind of depends how. What's the word called? Is it litigious? Is it litigious? Is that how it's pronounced?
I think so.
Or litigious? One of those.
YouTube, and we'll understand.
Yeah, it basically just depends on how much they would like to sue me, or they would essentially just kick me out of everything, which would be kind of sad because then I wouldn't get to know all the cool stuff that comes in the future seasons.
That's really sad. What are we? Something like 3 weeks away from that?
Yeah, just over 3 weeks.
Well, there's only one race that would stop me from sticking with the Dark Elves. There's only one race in all of Blood Bowl that would make me do that.
What team is that?
Well, that's the Zons.
Oh, are you a big Zon fan?
I won the FA Cup with Zons.
Ooh. Well, I'm guessing back in Blood Bowl too.
This was in the piling on, sort of Mighty Blow era, when Armour 8 was literally nothing. You had a player removed every turn.
A prone player is a
Yeah.
dead
I mean, Zons were in my opinion, much worse in Blood Bowl, like the old rules, than these rules. Zons are very, very good in these rules.
I think they've made them better.
Still quite squishy, but the new positional types have made them.
The Jaguar Warriors are great. I'm a bit sad that I don't have four blitzers though.
Yeah, well, no, no, you're banned.
Well, I am sad. I'm allowed to be sad. Whether that's right to be sad is a different question.
Definitely no right to be sad about that because having 2 of them is already incredible.
I had like you had 6 positional. No, you had essentially 7 positional players you played with, because you played with both catchers, you played with 4 blitzers, and you played with a thrower.
There's now one less tackle spam
now I only
team
get
as well.
5.
Yeah, Chorf's not having tackle. I think I personally prefer Chorfs as they are now to what they used to be.
I prefer Chorfs as they are because I hate the fact that dwarves get tackled. I'm one of those moaners.
I think there needs to be a team that has tackle. And I think dwarves being that team is fine. I do think they have a bit too much tackle.
What would you say, like split their linemen so they kind of get an extra positional that has tackle? Is that what you'd suggest?
I think I've said this probably a few times, but the way I would rework dwarves is I'd give them essentially 2 new positionals and redo the lineman. So I would give their main lineman would be a little bit cheaper, and they would be the Brawler Armbar Dwarves from OWA, except not with Loner, because I'm not putting Loner on anything. I would make their current lineman.
Cool.
I'd make their current lineman with the block and the tackle a 0-2 positional. I'd make it so that the blitzers start with tackle. I would make it so that the troll slayers. I'm not sure what I would do with the troll slayers. You could either just keep them as they are, or you could remove block and add juggernaut to them. And then the runners can stay the same, and the new positional that I created in my own head, partially because I really like this skill combo and it's never been done before, because I had someone go and check, and there's never been a single player or star player with this skill combination.
Oh, excited. Go on. Do tell.
So it's got the same stat line as a dwarf runner, so movement 6, less armor. It's got the same access as like the normal dwarves, where it's got like general and strength access, but it starts with, it's called a dwarf rogue, and it starts with grab and sidestep.
Count those teeth, Jim. They'll have to pick up most of them off the ground in a few seconds.
Grab and sidestep's an interesting idea.
Because my main thought process as well, that is you take the strength access away from the new linemen that have armbar and brawler, and then so only the positionals can get the strength access. So to get the maximum strength access, you need like 2 rogues, 2 troll slayers, 2 blitzers, 2 of the old block tackle linemen. To get the max of like 8 guard or whatever you mighty blow you want. But the troll slayers and the dwarf rogue with sidestep and grab give you a hell of a lot of like sideline control, which could turn dwarves into this weird pseudo like pitch control surfing team. How does it fit into dwarf lore? I mean, Arctic, there's got to be sneaky dwarves somewhere. They're not all just like these slow, minor type dwarves. There's got to be some like dwarven assassins or something like that, surely. But that's what I would do anyway, because I think I would like to see dwarves be a surfing team and be a bit more pitch control.
I could get on board with a movement 5 dwarf. I can't get on board with them having 2 movement 6 positionals. I just can't. Sorry. I love the idea though. Good effort.
I mean, I don't mind dwarves being a little bit faster on 2 of their players.
What are their linemen? Their linemen are move 4, aren't they?
Yeah. The new lineman and the positional lineman would stay as movement 4.
Yeah, I would go, if you wanted to have like the dwarf rogue, I'd have them as movement 5, because I think you grab sidesteps interesting. It plays into the fact that you can kind of pair them with the troll slayer, which is nice.
I mean, yeah, they definitely could be movement 5. I basically didn't really design a stat line for them. I was just like, I think they should be lower armor, and I think the runner stat line is a good stat line for them, because I don't want them to have like agility 4+ like the troll slayer. I think the troll slayer is 4+. I wanted them to at least have like normal agility because they're a rogue. So I kind of just copied and pasted the runner stat line. So, but you could go from movement 6 to movement 5 on them, and I think that would still be fine.
Meanwhile, with all our talk of dwarves, there's a match on here, and Archangel's going in for the kill. Yeah, so I wonder how he plays this, because I mean, he's got players free. I don't see the obvious. Oh no, okay, I see it. So I think he's probably going to try and dodge his electric nut out. There's a sentence I never thought I'd say.
There's a pass coming, isn't there?
I think so. I think that's probably what he's going to try and do. I think he's probably going to try and dodge out, get in this cage here.
No, don't go that way, Archangel. Go through. You've got break, tackle, agility 2+. Oh God. Okay, here comes the pass.
This is a bit of a shame. We never got to see Fungus.
No, we didn't, did we? Sad times for Fungus.
But if you didn't play him in the first half, I kind of get why Muppet didn't put him on. Try and keep him for overtime.
I think is this a handoff instead? 2+2+ for a handoff? Yeah, it is.
Nice catch.
Oh, he's got it.
Come on, buddy.
Two, three, four, five. Rush. No, that doesn't work. Too nice uphill. I think this is done and done.
There's one dice on the ball. Wait, no.
I can see some like shenanigans with like 5+ dodging the big un through a tackle zone, and then 4+ out again. Can't see much better than that though.
Spike
There's
magazine.
uphill dice on the ball.
Periodical both
But that's all I
and
can
fans
see.
read.
Where's your uphill dice? Is it dodging through the blitzer on the right?
My
So 4 up, 3 up.
Mine is the big one on the left takes out the kick, and then it's a dodge out and double rush to get two die uphill.
That's moderately helpful, but those players are both now in the way. Rush to there. I think this is basically throwing players in front of stuff.
Yeah, I imagine so.
It'd be interesting. I'm not sure if Muppet will be signing on to talk to us post game, but I'd be interested to know, did he ever consider taking on that early chance to try and just pick up the ball?
I'm looking forward to the next match, Joe.
How close was he to doing it?
Some Blood Bowl. Good call. Intimidation is the key. It was one of my strengths when I was still playing.
I think you do want to stand firm here.
Whoa. You're not moving an inch. They're a wall.
So I think this is a fairly simple, this turn, move the throw around, block the big one away, dodge out, score. For a place in the final. I mean, he wasn't going to get another turn, right, Mathmas? I think, yeah, trying to spend the re-rolls to maybe do something positive.
The attacker has an
Maybe
assist.
the right choice.
And he's still standing.
The only thing that's going to stop here is double ones.
That's a holding maneuver, if ever I saw one.
Might not even need that. Oh, well played. Well played, Archangel.
On the floor again. This team must like worms or something.
There we go.
I think it's a touchdown.
What's wrong?
Yep, very well played.
Let's hope that it happens soon then. Please.
We have our first finalist.
Yep, unfortunate to Muppet there, but to be honest, I feel like yeah, kind of what Little Wing said of just Muppet decided that they wanted to be aggressive, and then didn't commit to it, which was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, we have our first finalist.
And they're from the
Very
West.
good.
They're from the West, folks. We have a chance. If you're in the Western team, we have a representative. I'm sick of these Easterners winning the bloody title.
Hey.
So I think the next one is booked in for Wednesday evening between Hellenic and Corn Knight. But very interesting game, that one. Certainly very interesting. Lots of talking points. I'm not sure whether I can see Archangel's doing some stuff. I'm not sure whether he's kind of put his headphones on so he can kind of hear us.
Hello.
Well, we can hear you, Archangel.
Good.
And hello, Muppet. Commiserations, Muppet.
Oh yeah, congrats, mate. Congrats.
Congrats. Thank you. You played really well.
It was. I'm just curious, Muppet. Did you what was your plan with Fungus? Because we were kind of talking on the chat, sort of in the second half. We thought it might have been a case of you didn't really want to use him in that second half because it looked like you'd probably try and stall for a 1-1 and then try and take it at overtime. Was that your
he wasn't my best purchase, I must admit. Yeah, there wasn't a right time to use him. I felt at the end, Arch set up well against it, so there wasn't really much point. He probably just 2-die uphill him. He probably wouldn't even need to. He'd be gone quite quickly. He's less reliable. I thought about it a couple of times, but then thought nah. And it was definitely the right play, taking the bomber, scumming the bomber, so I couldn't get him. And I just thought, well, it's either a keg or it's Fungus, and at some point there might be an opportunity to use him, but there wasn't, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, no, tough game, and yeah, kind of roughly how I expected it to go. Some luck at the beginning there, which was nice. Those double 1-in-9s for Arch was I thought, right, try and capitalize on this, but maybe didn't quite push hard enough. And then yeah, you still managed to score, which I was pretty surprised about that first half. So well played there.
Yeah, it was I think that was the other talking point that we kind of thought about just from kind of your side of the ball was were you tempted to take that one on, or was it a case of you kind of out of that and thought, actually, do you know what, let's try and make the ball kind of really difficult to get and then see how
and it played out okay for a bit doing that, didn't it? It was a fair few turns before he managed to pick it up, but yeah, I thought about it. I thought, right, it just takes one scatter and I'm in a worse position than I was, and he eventually still managed to do it, especially with the Edge 2+ break tackle blitzer there. You know, grabs it, runs off, and screens, which was totally the right play. And I just went, here we go.
Will you be putting a break tackle on your own side? I think Archangel's doing a pretty good job at advertising that for all.
Yeah, I thought I was going to see some cage diving at some point. I was waiting for it. A cage diving orc.
Yeah, it's not what he does most often. I've done a few times with him, but it's not what he does most often. But for me, the break tackle is more also so that you can actually like get away from being pinned down. You can get away so you can run off and have the ball thrown to you, or like those sort of plays where getting away and going over somewhere else to either support or run off with the ball, something like that. That's when I find it really useful. But
Yeah,
like I
and
think
combined with the
yeah, I was going to
go on,
say
sorry.
say even with AG2, he also failed up to pick up the ball. So
I was going to say your struggles at picking up the ball in major matches continues, Archangel.
yes,
I think that thrower's got to be a candidate for cutting.
he definitely has butterfingers, that's for sure. Though I would say that Muppet, I think I saw a comment, someone's typing something like my Orcs couldn't pick up the balls, and Muppet's Orcs didn't want to fight. So I think that was pretty much summed up the first half.
Yeah, you did get you had nice dice block wise. You just couldn't pick up the ball, and I think that's in that kind of mirror match bash where tempo on the block is kind of everything. The fact that you're able to kind of keep Muppet playing from the floor essentially for that first half,
Yeah,
around where it was for a couple of turns, kind of meant that the as soon as you could pick up the ball, you hit it, you were probably going to be away, and the fact that there was a lot removals.
yeah. I think also like a fair bit of them were spending time on the ground, but also I think because of the stretch to get to the ball on my half, that they were also busy moving, and that so I could more or less stand in place and fight.
Archangel, we learned that he much of do the far line thing. We'll try and get the line.
Am I the only one having a little bit of break on Discord, or?
Oh no, well, I things are green now, so it looks good. Yeah. So the other thing I was curious about was I know because I kind of read through the comments as well. Muppet, were you aiming because of the where you were at with your SPP and your caps? Were you thinking if I spend the star player points post cap next season, I'll probably got a better chance at a run next season?
Exactly that, and I knew I was up against Arch, which I wasn't holding my breath for a win. I'll be completely honest, but yeah, no, exactly that. I know exactly what I can cut to get down to the 1400 and have a really nice starting team next season, basically. Rather than it basically, if I think there's a few that are ready to go up. If I skilled them up, it just means cutting some of the really good players, maybe a Biggin or something.
Yeah.
And I think at the moment, all I need to drop is maybe an unskilled blitzer and a guard blitzer and replace one with a lineman. And I think I'm under the 1400. So it's quite, it's quite efficient in that sense. Not sure I'll make it to the top next season as well, but we'll see. We'll see. It's been a slow plod to the end, and a lot of luck. Those last 4 games from everybody was. I think I lost. I was the first one to lose my last game, and I thought, right, that's it. And I think it was Ugg and a couple of other people. All 4 of us lost, and I was like, oh my god, I actually scraped into the final. I can't believe it. It's absolute, and the obviously the tiebreaker as well. I don't think that's ever happened, has it?
No, I don't think it's been recorded in UKBBL history. I think, but it is a pretty. I mean, the East is. I mean, it's had all three of the last UKBBL champions. It's a pretty competitive division. You'll now be sort of reliant on Corn Knight to try and take it home for the East. But well done, Archangel. You've become the first Westie to get through to the final. Yay! I think on Blood Bowl 3 we have some representation. It's just so nice. It's so nice to have the West in the final, just in the conversation. Really, it's nice.
Yeah, we've been nailed to the wall quite a bit.
But Wednesday is going to be a very different kettle of fish. Just kind of looking forward to that one. If the kind of classic presenter's question. Who would you rather play in the final?
I think it's a question of like or plague. So I played Corn Knight in the semi-final last year, and I play Hemlich every season. I was going to say so. I say it's. I think I prefer Corn Knight mostly because I think Skaven is always one of those things where any mistake and it more or less a touchdown. Like any bad luck. Like if I had not picked up the ball 3 times in a row, it would have been like 2 down already there against Skaven, right? Like at least against Pro Elves, I think you have a little bit more of a more leeway than you have with Skaven. Not a lot, but at least a little bit more. So it seems like a little bit more of a fair fight in that sense.
Yeah, Hellenic's. I mean, if for anybody who hasn't gone and had a look at Hellenic's roster, legitimately, it's broken, but it's disgusting. Like he's got 2 agility boosted, 2 head gutter runners. They are rancid. That roster is just horrible. I mean, horrible in a good way. I'm going to say it's horrible in a good way. Like it's a roster that should not be losing that many games because you've just got the players that can score.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think Corn Knight's roster is also good, but I think at least it's a more stable list in that sense, right? I think the Skaven always suffers from like if the armor starts to break a little bit early, and then the casualties mount up, you're not gonna be able to do much with this as a Skaven player, right? Whereas the Pro Elves at least have a little bit more, let's say, strength and durability in that sense. But they, on the other hand, also have a Rat Ogre that will shred your team to pieces, right? So it's a two-edged sword, right?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to. I mean, Corn Knight's been playing these Pro Elf a while. I mean, his records speaks for itself. 22 wins, 10 draws, 8 losses since he started playing the Union. I mean, it's pretty similar on the other side. Hellenic's 23, 9, and 8. So it's
impressive.
I mean, you're gonna be hard pressed whoever you're going to be playing in that final.
I think I like the option of saying neither, but I don't think that's an option.
Yeah, could I just have a bye to the championship, please?
Yes.
I'm just curious what your result was against Hellenic, if it was to be Hellenic.
I drawed against them in the first round. I think we both were a little bit.
Was it match day 1?
Yeah, we played match day 1, so we were both suffering from having to cut down, and I had one of those matches where he had 11 Skaven, and I couldn't knock out or injure any player until like I think it was turn 14 or something like that. So and with 11 Skaven or Pro Elves in the field, you in for a rough day, right?
Yeah.
So I was actually sort of happy with those dice that I even got the draw. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we get to do this all again in 3 evenings' time, which I'm now free for because I have no board gaming that night. So I will see you then.
See you then.
Have we got BB Nut for that one?
Yes, I think BB Nut was a maybe for tonight, and he was a sure for Wednesday. At least that's what I remember.
Yeah, and we do have, I think, folks, we've booked in. We may have booked in our pre-season show for the 23rd of February. That's a week today. 8 till 9:30, I think, is the time. So you can come and see what we think about. I'm going to try and do all 4 tiers. I think I'm going to try and take on doing the fresh teams as well. But with, I think it's 21. We've got 21 fresh coaches this season.
I'm so happy to see that we keep adding more divisions, that we are going from success to success, in the sense that it seems like we have a league that people enjoy to play in, and the fact that they enjoy playing it means that they're staying, and that really makes me happy.
We do obviously have we have a limit. I mean, we're not we don't have an unlimited numbers, but I mean we can still keep growing. We've still got space to grow as well. So That's really good, and I think a reflection on the league and its big guys and its players, and just it's always good to try and have somewhere which is good to play Blood Bowl on. It's made not by commissioners or anybody, but by the players themselves, which is really good. Last thing I'll leave with, and then I'll hand over to Archangel to wrap up, and Evie to say his farewells for today. Far Albion Cup is available to be signed up on the UKBBL Discord. You just need to have a league team in the main leagues. If you're watching this and you're thinking you might want to come and play in the UKBBL, we still have 7 or 8 places left in our conference, which we can get you in. So it'd be nice to see some extra bods coming in and playing. It's a good place to play some Blood Bowl. We get to kind of have a little review and have a little preview of everybody next Sunday, which will be great. So
I would so say though, I'm not sure if you heard that, but Evie and me agreed that your predictions from last season was purely luck. So we have already agreed that your predictions can't be as spot on as this season.
Well, you'll find out, won't you? It can't be. How many did I have? We need to do a review as well of how good I was.
Another. I think
another review of how good I was. Where's the first one? Can I read that?
I would say I think you go to All Access and watch episode 5 and 4. I think it was mentioned maybe a few times that if I make any prediction next season again, which I most likely will, do not put any money on it, because apparently this is not where my strength is.
Well, I'm going to say, or I'm going to give a piece of advice here. Don't be nice and try and go, and this is to you, Evie. Don't go, definitely the ones who won it last time, they won't be in contention. It'll be someone new this time. So I'm going to pick someone new. And to be fair, Evie, you were right with Glento. He didn't finish it. He finished mid-table obscurity. But if you think someone's good, put them in the top 3. That's what you need to do. He's obviously zoned out again.
Yeah, I think he had a rough night last night. I seem to have heard.
Yeah, I think maybe just having a bit of a kip in his seat now, trying to get the hangover gone. But thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you again hopefully on Wednesday and next season and everything. Bye for this time.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Muppet. Well played.